Okay, let's unpack this. When we talk about wellness, I feel like we usually think of these really intense commitments.
Oh, for sure. Like running a marathon or some kind of fast.
Exactly. Or, meditating for an hour every single day. We're always looking for these loud systemic changes. But what if the future of feeling truly well was, well, far quieter
Quieter, simpler.
and centered on a place we usually only think about when we're choosing a new conditioner? Today, we are diving deep into the world of Zelene Head Spa, and we're exploring this fascinating, almost counterintuitive idea that true healing might actually be scalp deep.
It's a really compelling concept. In our sources, they absolutely argue for a fundamental shift in perspective here.
A shift how?
Well, the claim they're making is that true healing moves past traditional beauty or even just simple relaxation treatments. Instead, they position the scalp as the primary nexus point to communicate with and regulate the entire nervous system.
So the goal is bringing the body back into a deep state of balance, but starting from the top down. So our mission today, then, is to peel back the layers on this. We really need to understand the mechanism behind this bold claim. How does working on the crown of your head manage to release deep-seated tension, quiet all that mental noise, and truly clear the mind?
It really does challenge our expectations.
Yeah, that wellness has to be high effort to be high impact.
It does. And we should probably start with that core philosophy.
Mm.
They state very clearly that Zelene is engineered as a scalp-centered healing experience.
Okay, so the goal isn't just cosmetic.
Not at all. It's therapeutic.
Right.
The entire purpose is to regulate the nervous system, clear up that mental fog, and restore systemic balance by, literally treating the physical root of stress.
I find the justification for focusing on the scalp so compelling. Why this specific area? What makes the scalp such a priority spot for therapy?
So, according to the source material, the justification is highly physiological.
Okay.
They argue that the signs of chronic stress, they often start manifesting in the scalp before they show up as, say, pain in your back or that tightness in your stomach.
Huh. So it's like an early warning system.
Exactly, the body's earliest warning system.
Yeah.
And if you accept that premise, then caring for that specific area,
Yeah.
it stops being optional. It becomes essential preventative maintenance for your entire system.
So the scalp is effectively the body's stress barometer. That makes immediate sense when you think about tension, headaches, jaw clenching, all that.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting for me. The claims go way beyond just physical tension. What are they specifically claiming the scalp holds when we just can't let go of all that chronic stress?
They connect it to three very different yet very common manifestations of chronic stress.
Okay, what are they?
So first you have the localized physical sign,
Right.
flakes or dry scalp issues.
Mm-hmm.
Second, the systemic impact. So generalized fatigue.
I'm tired all the time.
Right. And third, the cognitive overload. So things like overthinking, a racing mind.
That list, it feels a bit disjointed at first glance. And this is that huge bridge to cross we talked about earlier.
That is.
How do we draw a straight line between a dry scalp, being tired, and having a racing mind? How does treating just one area fix all three? We have to unpack that neurobiological link.
That's the crucial question. And the link, if we follow the source's implied philosophy, is all about tension and circulation,
Okay.
and ultimately nervous system dysregulation. When we are chronically stressed, our neck, our jaw, our scalp muscles, they're all constantly contracted.
It's a physical hold on that fight or flight response.
Precisely. And this chronic tension, it restricts blood flow and also lymphatic drainage.
And if circulation is restricted at the head and neck, well, then you suddenly have a common denominator.
There it is.
Poor localized circulation could certainly make dermatological issues like flakes worse.
Oh.
And if your body is using up energy just maintaining that constant muscular tension, that feeds directly into generalized fatigue.
Exactly. But the key is the nervous system component. That constant tension is a physical signal feeding back to your brain saying, we are still under threat.
So the alarm is always on.
The alarm is always on. The therapeutic massage they use is designed to break that feedback loop. By inducing a state of deep physical relaxation, what they call targeted neurosomatic work, you are encouraging a switch
A switch from.
the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight state, to the parasympathetic, the rest and digest state.
I see.
And when the nervous system gets that permission to finally rest, the mind slows down and the grip of overthinking loosens. That's the neurological bridge connecting the physical treatment to the mental outcome.
So if you manage to calm the physical manifestation of stress at the source, The cognitive symptoms, like that overthinking, they naturally just dissipate because the underlying alarm system is finally deactivated. That analysis really moves this discussion from just a beauty treatment to, genuine biofeedback therapy.
It completely reframes the conversation around stress management.
Let's talk about the origin story here. This unique approach, it didn't just spring up overnight to chase a trend. It came from a very specific, heartfelt vision.
Right from the founder, Julie Mai.
Yeah, she created Zelene because she wanted to offer, and I'm quoting here, a different kind of wellness. Her goal was centered on resetting the body and caring for the nervous system.
And she explicitly said she built it from the heart to heal from the root.
It sounds like an extremely personal approach to addressing what really is a modern stress epidemic.
And that heart-centered philosophy, it dictates how the signature ritual is structured. They describe the head spa experience not as an indulgence, but as a simple, powerful rest.
A simple, powerful rest. I like that.
The entire goal is therapeutic release, getting rid of the tension held in the head, the neck, and the shoulders, leaving you feeling light, clear, and whole again.
I want to walk through the mechanics of that reset. If I'm coming in totally overwhelmed, holding all that tension, what exactly are the elements that make up this targeted therapy?
Well, first and foremost, the environment itself is a huge component.
It's a space.
The space, yeah. The sources emphasize it's a quiet, sensory-safe environment designed specifically for a full-body reset.
Which, in our constantly stimulated world, just having a dedicated space where you're guaranteed quiet and focused care,
Yeah.
that feels like half the battle won for the nervous system.
It really is. You can't achieve that parasympathetic rest if you're listening to blaring music or scrolling through your phone.
That makes perfect sense. So once you're in that safe space, what's the first step of the ritual?
The initial phase is all about preparation and purification. It's focused on the health of the physical root. This involves a botanical double cleanse paired with a thorough scalp exfoliation.
Why is that part so crucial?
Because it addresses those physical stress signs like the flakes and buildup, it ensures the area is clean, and very importantly, it stimulates blood flow right to the hair follicle.
Okay, so that handles the dermatological side and the physical circulation. Once the surface is prepped, what's the active ingredient, so to speak, that moves this into nervous system therapy?
That would be the second essential component, the therapeutic scalp massage.
And the distinction here is key, right? This isn't just a casual massage.
No, not at all. The sources specifically highlight that this technique is explicitly aimed to calm the nervous system.
You referred to this earlier as targeted neurosomatic work. For our listeners, when you use a term like that, neurosomatic, are we talking about activating specific pressure points, or is the goal broader?
It's more about the broader goal, though pressure points are definitely involved.
Okay.
Neurosomatic just means the communication between the nervous system, the neuro, and the physical body, the somatic. By manipulating the deep muscles around the base of the skull, the neck, and the shoulders, they're sending these powerful signals of safety to the brain.
So you're telling the body the threat is gone.
You are. Think of the large muscle groups that tense up when you're startled. Relaxing them profoundly communicates that the danger has passed, allowing the body to truly drop into that restorative parasympathetic mode. It's intentional, targeted relaxation that produces a mental result.
That level of intent behind the touch, the idea that you're doing something necessary, not just luxurious, that seems to be the defining feature.
It is.
And it's validated by the people who experience it. That powerful testimonial we saw was so revealing. This isn't luxury.
This is what I needed to feel human again.
Wow.
That quote is the ultimate commentary on the state of chronic burnout in modern life, isn't it?
It really is. It's just that deep restorative rest and just dedicated, focused attention have become so scarce that receiving them moves from the category of treat to necessity.
They're addressing a profound societal deficit of quiet and stillness, and the optional services they offer like neck, shoulder, and facial care. That just reinforces the holistic connection of the head, neck, and upper body as a single stress zone.
Absolutely. Now let's ground this philosophy in reality for a minute. This isn't just a theoretical concept operating in a lab. It's a successful, validated model.
That's right. They have a significant established presence in the busy Texas communities of the DFW area. They're proudly serving places like Frisco, Dallas, Mansfield, Fort Worth, and Flower Mound.
So this is working for a lot of people.
Oh yeah. The sheer volume of their operation is proof of concept. We're talking about over 10 years of experience and more than 50,000 customers served. This isn't an experimental approach. It's a validated solution for modern stress across a large metropolitan area.
Those numbers really demonstrate that this highly focused, non-traditional treatment is fulfilling a deep, ongoing need for people in demanding environments.
For sure.
And it seems like they're very focused on integrating this into people's busy lives, emphasizing accessibility.
They are. They cite these pragmatic details like 100% customer satisfaction, bilingual care in English and Vietnamese,
Yeah.
and this is a big one, the ability to offer same-day bookings.
That last detail is telling.
It is.
Yeah.
It suggests they recognize stress doesn't stick to an appointment schedule.
Yeah.
Sometimes the need for a nervous system reset is just immediate.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. We've established that stress is chronic. A single, powerful treatment is great, but it can be temporary. True nervous system regulation requires a sustained, predictable commitment. So how does the Zelene approach integrate that need for consistent, ongoing care into their model?
They directly address that need for sustainability through their year-round scalp wellness membership. And they frame this not as a loyalty program, but as a concrete mechanism for consistent regulation and maintenance.
That really shifts the mental paradigm from occasional pampering to necessary upkeep.
It does.
So what's the structure of that maintenance commitment?
The membership is designed to be proactive. It provides 2 monthly wellness boosts, which totals 24 treatments a year.
2 a month.
And the stated purpose is explicitly maintenance-focused. To keep the scalp balanced, to keep the systemic stress low, and to make sure the deep neurological results are consistent all year long.
So they're basically institutionalizing self-care.
They're selling nervous system maintenance, which is a significant departure from the typical reactive spa model.
So they are normalizing the idea that your nervous system requires scheduled therapeutic attention, just like your car requires an oil change.
It's a great analogy.
If fatigue and overthinking are simply stress manifestations, then having a predictable therapeutic reset twice a month sounds less like an optional luxury and more like required operating system upkeep.
Exactly. You're investing in predictability to counter the unpredictability of chronic stress.
It's a proactive tool.
Precisely. They're leveraging consistency to maximize the long-term impact on the nervous system. By turning the ritual into a predictable routine, they ensure the body doesn't just revert back to that state of constant physical and mental tension.
So what does this all mean? We started with this unique idea that the future of wellness is scalp deep. We've seen how this approach successfully shifts the focus from surface-level beauty to genuine nervous system care, centered at the often overlooked root of the body.
I think the core takeaway is that intentional connection
Between what?
between targeted therapeutic touch and deep mental and emotional release.
It's a powerful validation of the mind-body link, specifically locating the nexus of our modern stress response, that chronic physical hold in the head, neck, and upper body.
And it really reinforces the founder's belief that true, lasting healing doesn't need to be loud or aggressive. It could start softly at the scalp and then work its way outward.
And as you reflect on this unique model, I want you to consider the source's provocative statement. Your scalp holds what you can't let go. Nah. We've discussed how stress manifests as flakes, systemic fatigue, and crippling overthinking, all potentially rooted in tension held in that one specific area.
So we'll leave you with this final provocative thought.
Yeah.
Stop and just notice where stress first shows up in your own body. Is it that tight band around your forehead? Is it the tension headaches that start at the base of your skull, or the racing thoughts that keep you from getting deep sleep?
And if these are the most common symptoms of an overstimulated nervous system,
Is it possible that treating those specific physical manifestations right at their source, the body's stress accumulation points, might be the most efficient and gentle path back to mental and physical equilibrium? Perhaps it's time we all start paying much closer attention to the quiet signals our body is sending from the top down.